God has a mind, right?
Yeah, he have to have a mind.
And is his mind like measurable, like a human mind, or is
No,
it
I don't think.
something?
I think if God is has a mind, it's immeasurable, it's innumerable, right? It's infinite because he have all the wisdom. You know what I'm
What
saying?
what do you consider? What is your definition of a mind?
A mind is just something that can rationale, that have rationality, that can think.
But God is an irrational God.
What do you mean he's irrational? I don't think his mind works exactly like our mind works.
Yeah. So
So, but
if we
he's
have,
still rational.
yeah, he can be rational, but he's some God is something irrational. Like the whole point of Isaac Newton's law is something about energy that we have. Energy have to come from somewhere. You have to get some, but God doesn't need that, right? So if that's something we can wrap our mind around, he is considered irrational to us.
No, I wouldn't say that. Um,
Uh,
because if energy comes from movement of some sort, but that's got to be a first cause for anything to move.
okay, but what was?
Because of Newton's laws, anything at rest stays at rest, and anything in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon a outside force. So if like the Big Bang, like let's just say the Big Bang, something had to kick that off. Even if you
Right.
believe in, you know what I'm saying, something had to kick that off. Nothing just happens. There have to be an initial first cause for everything.
So God was just like still for like infinity, and then he just decided to move.
I never said he was still. I don't know where you got that from.
You said anything at rest must not you because he
Anything
said it
at
like a
rest must stay at rest,
at rest.
and
So
anything in
in
motion will
order,
stay in motion.
and you refer it to energy wise. So I was saying like since you're saying energy, you're not talking about like you know I mean anything that moves needs energy, right? But God doesn't need that. That's what I'm saying. Like physics doesn't abide by him. He doesn't need to have energy or not because he's a spirit. He can be a human, spirit, anything. But the only thing I say he can do is die technically, since then he ceased to exist. But God can technically be anything. You refer it to energy wise. So I was saying like since you're saying energy. Can't hear anything. You know, I mean anything that moves needs energy, right? But God doesn't do that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I thought it was my network, my bad.
No, you good, you good.
Yeah,
Um,
do you see like my perspective?
no, I see what you're trying to, build up to, but that doesn't logically follow. Only because even if it's energy, energy don't be destroyed. And I'm not saying like energy never existed. It's just that God eventually, or we saying eventually, but that means this is from eternity. Just because he was there, and because we don't know how long ago this kicked off. Yeah, people make educated guesses, but that doesn't mean that once he put things in motion, he could have put something in motion and then the Big Bang kicked off. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make God. We don't believe God had to be eternally creating to be God. That's not what we believe in.
I know. I'm saying that we're not gonna go with that who made God, because that's gonna be infinite chilling. Let's just say there's a being who already existed at the end of time. But what I'm saying is, since he is internally made, for him to come into human flesh and die and say he technically, and people make that conclusion like, since he died, the sacrifice was, and he rose again, the sacrifice must just be nothing because he could just do it infinite amount of times too. So, we have
No,
to
we
take the
don't. Who
gravity.
says that? Nobody. No Christian says
Really?
that. We only believe one
Yeah,
person
no
could
Christians.
do that. So you have to look at it from our worldview. If you're going to critique our worldview, then you have to look at our worldview and then find some inconsistencies in it. Don't bring an atheistic argument into our worldview and try to fit it in.
Yeah, I wasn't specifically talking about the Christians. I just mean
Yeah,
like,
because we don't. We that's not what we believe in.
I,
We don't.
I, Why don't you believe in tech? I don't really understand.
We don't believe that there could have been infinite amounts of the crucifixion can happen, like infinite amount of times. That's not what we believe in. We believe only
Why don't
because
I
we
believe in that?
believe it was only God